guys. So we are going to go over a case today that when I first read about this case, I assumed was going to be solved within the first week. And it's now been 4 years and it's kind of maybe sort of solved. And I don't know if I want to blame the cops on this or just the... So the person we're going over today is someone named Valentine. Valentine was a 42-year-old female from Fayetteville, North Carolina. She was described as 5 foot, 165 pounds, a black female with a medium complexion, and something that I noticed the first time I actually saw her picture, which is why I read her case file to begin with, and as shallow as this may sound, she had like this reddish blonde hair. That was sort of like almost cut like mine, where it was like longer here and sort of shorter here, and for some reason I just thought it was really an interesting look. I liked her look, as shallow as it is, and maybe read her case file. So if she is still around, that might be something that makes her stand out to someone else as well. She had 3 sons, and she was very dedicated to church. That was pretty much her life, was church and her kids. That was all her life was about. She also had a boyfriend, well, an on and off again boyfriend that she started dating in high school and broke up with many times. The most recent was about a week before she went missing. Now, the reason I'm saying this is when she was reported missing, basically October 29th, the next day, she was due to go to church for a church event. She did not show up, and that was totally out of character. So, of course, the church called police. That was not her whatsoever. It wasn't that, like, they thought, oh, well, maybe she overslept or she's out partying somewhere. They were like, there's something wrong. This is not her. So they called the police. The police start doing an investigation. When the police start doing an investigation, they, of course, go to the first place they go, her home. They go to her home, and they realize there's CCTVs outside. So they review the footage. And in the footage, at 5:30 p.m. on October 28th, 2014, so the day before, which is actually right when she was walking home after leaving church for the day, she is seen walking up the sidewalk to where she would go to make a right to go to the main door to get into the apartment complex. And you see her walk, and then you see her sort of like step back for a second, like turn at this black SUV that's right here, and like you almost see her like regain her footing, if you will, and then turn to go towards the door. She's not running, but she's walking a little faster now. So to me, that was like a scream, like she's scared. Like that's a scared reaction. That's like a, oh, ooh, okay, well, I gotta go. That's a scared reaction. And for good reason, because the minute she's out of frame, you see someone jump out of that black SUV and not like run or be like, hey, wait for me, like haul ass to her. Of course, you don't see anything else because unfortunately with how the CCTV cameras were set up, you can't see inside where the actual thing is, but you do see her where the actual door is, but you do see, like, that's the last thing. The last thing you see is Reginald McDowell, which has 100% been set, been identified that as him coming out of this SUV, running, booking it to her. And like I said, he was known for abuse. And it wasn't just like, oh, hearsay abuse. In 1999, one of the first times they broke up, he wasn't okay with this. He was not okay with her breaking up. She broke up with him and she moved on, like most people do when you break up with someone. She moved on, she found a new boyfriend, and, life goes on. He was not having it, so he actually kidnapped her and her boyfriend. He had them hostage for a little bit, abused them, did all these horrible things that kidnappers do. Luckily, was arrested, was convicted, and was sentenced to 15 years. But that happened in 1999, and this disappearance case happened in 2014. So either it was the fastest trial ever, or he didn't serve the whole 15 years. Violent crime, why would... let's not even get onto that soapbox. So obviously, to me, red flags all over the place. Like everything points to this person. I know that you can't charge someone just in circumstantial evidence, but I've seen people, charged on having a plaid shirt that was in a video. Like, I don't understand how they couldn't just, I don't know. I'm not a cop. I'm just someone who thinks true crime is interesting. So let me not try to act like I'm a police officer, but it just seems so crazy that they couldn't be like, hey, abusive person, come here. Now, when this all first happened, Reginald was actually cooperative. But I don't think he really had a choice. If he wasn't cooperative, they probably would have tried, they would have actually been able to arrest him. So he was cooperative, but he was uncooperative for about a week, and then poof, disappeared, gone by. He disappeared, no idea where he is. And I hate to be this person, but I kind of feel like the cops are like, we don't know where he is, oh well. And no, like, no. The only reason we actually hear about this case, I mean, we did have a few other YouTubers that have done videos on him. Lord and Arts did one, and Coley Taylor did one. But not a lot of people have. It's not a lot of, things about her case. But there's not even a lot of information with her case. But her son, DeMario Valentine, is the only one that's trying to keep this in the papers and keep this name out there. Now, knowing that he was abusive, of course, red flags. He disappeared right after this happens. Like, red flags everywhere. So, on April 8th, 2018, there is an arrest warrant put out. And there's an arrest warrant put out for Reginald McDowell. And I'm like, awesome, cool, they're going to get him. Great. And then I read the article. Salt in that wound. The article pretty much states that they are having an arrest warrant for Reginald McDowell. They do, they believe that he is the culprit, he is the person of interest, all that kind of stuff that we all already think. But they don't know where he is. He may be in New York. And again, you can't tell tone through text. But when I read that sort of seemed to me like, he's somewhere. We'll find him eventually. Like, if that was my mom, like, I'd be like, can I borrow your cop car? Because I gotta go get somebody. You know what I mean? It's sort of like the fact that there wasn't such necessity put in this just makes me angry. Like, why is she not important? But like, I'm not gonna get into that whole soapbox of thought. But it's just like, violent person, been violent before, already kidnapped you, was chasing you. Last person saw you that was near the last place you were ever seen, and he might be in New York. Now, one other thing. Now, the last time anybody physically saw her, was the 5:30 p.m. on the CCTV. But her mother talked to her at 10:30 p.m. that day, so that was 5 hours later. And she said that she sounded like she was, like, talking in riddles. Like, said she wasn't really making a lot of sense. Two things explain that to me. Either he was there and she was terrified and couldn't really talk, or she was either beat up, she was drugged, she was something where she couldn't actually make rational thoughts, if you will. And that's it. So the arrest warrant's out there. They're trying to find him, but he may be in New York. North Carolina, New York is not that far away. Get there. Go find him. Like, with social media and like the internet and cell phones and stuff like that, don't think it's that easy to disappear like it used to be. So the fact that they're just like, he's in New York, well, we'll find him one day. Really?